Hey, this is Corey Barnes.
And this is Lisa Caperton, and you're listening to Her Turn to Talk.
What up, Corey?
Hey, Lisa, how's it going?
It's going. What up, Quarantine Corey? That's what I'm going to call you.
Oh, my God. Quarantine Corey.
Oh, my gosh. I feel like, it has been. It's been forever since we've done a podcast recording.
It's been a little while.
Many things have changed.
Many things have changed. We are not in the same room right now, are we?
We're not. It's weird, but it's okay.
Look at I gave myself a tattoo.
What is that? I can't tell what it is.
It's a little fox.
Oh, I like it. Is that one of those stick-on things?
Yeah, the old school tattoos.
Yeah. Where did you get that?
I found it in a drawer. I was cleaning out my office as
randomly going through stuff.
And he said, you know what? F this. I'm putting this tattoo on.
I saw your dance video. I loved it.
Oh my God. I lost it. I needed to dance, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to share this with the world. I had, for listeners, I had a tinsel wig on with a sparkly pink headband, and then these heart-shaped glasses that Lisa and I both got at a event that we went to over Valentine's Day. And I have all these sequin and rainbow stuffed animals that Travis gives me, and they're like iridescent. And so I danced around like a maniac. Oh, because I got a new coffee maker, and I had caffeine, and I usually
got all amped up on caffeine and just
yes, I usually do decaf, and this very special coffee maker already had coffee in it, and I really was like, oh well, we'll just drink that. But then I went bananas, but I turned into a unicorn and I danced for the world.
I loved it. It made me laugh, and I feel like that's what we all need right now. If any little thing we can do to make each other laugh is helpful. Today, Jacob and I went for a walk, and I got some sidewalk chalk.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, we went wearing our new stylish masks, which
yes, I love
so
did you make those yourself?
I made one. So you might have seen videos. You can search Google bandana homemade mask. Mm-hmm. So basically you just fold a bandana a certain way with hair ties, and the hair ties go behind your ears, and you have a mask. And then I've got some other masks. Actually, a woman here, actually in Louisville, they're making masks. People are doing this all over, right? All over. You can find people who are making masks. If I knew how to sew and had the materials, I'd do it, but I don't. So I was like, how can I help? And I seen this post that somebody was looking for materials. They were looking for donations. And so I went online to Amazon and just ordered her some stuff that she needed and had it shipped to her. And so in return, she left me some masks on her front porch in a bag and everything. So I went and picked them up. And so we have some cloth masks that, are made by somebody. But we wore them out because now our governor here in Colorado has asked that people wear them anytime you go out. Did you see that? So that just happened. And so we're like, okay, well, we'll practice and wear them for going out. And we felt it was so bizarre and uncomfortable and felt silly. And like the first people we ran into, we crossed the street, we turned the corner and seen that there was a family coming. So we crossed the street, but they didn't have masks on, and nobody that we saw, nobody else was wearing masks besides us. But I'm like, you know what? We're just gonna, you're never gonna it's never gonna feel okay unless you just force yourself to do it. It's just gonna be weird, right?
Catching on.
But anyways,
we're gonna try that. It's catching on,
Yeah.
Wearing masks is gonna be the cool new thing. I was just on Etsy myself looking up sparkly sequin glitter masks, because of course that's what I need, is a iridescent, beautiful sequin mask.
Be the new fashion statement, masks. Yeah. I posted a picture and I hashtag like masks are so in right now or something like that. Our masks are in this season. But the whole thing we did is we went out with the sidewalk chalk and I wrote dad jokes on the sidewalk and so that people walking can stop and read the jokes.
Brilliant.
And so I'll tell you a couple. What is Forrest Gump's password?
I saw the answer.
Oh, okay. One, Forrest, one. Oh my God. But it was really fun. So we did that this morning. So I don't know. That's what we've been doing, is trying to do just silly things like that. We've done a lot of painting by numbers, baking and eating. I feel like I don't know. We're gonna come out of this pretty heavy when we get out of here. What have you been doing?
I was really worried about that, right? I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna put on pounds. So who cares if I have a dress to fit in?
I know.
Now? Because
I'm just embracing it. Yeah. I'm like, whatever. Like,
but I found yoga, and all of my yoga instructors, my regular yoga instructors, are holding live Zoom classes. I've already gone to 3 in a row. I feel fantastic. I can do it right here in my office. I redid my office so that I could have my own little yoga spot. And it's just so nice. It's really a bright spot of my day. And I'm trying to share it with more people because everyone's welcome. And it's all donation based,
I saw that. That's really cool. So yeah, we're pretty lucky because we have the basement gym in our house. So we've been lifting weights. But Ryan and I did get him. He was very resistant. But we did a dance workout video between him. And he was like, and in the video at one section, they were like, okay, we're going to twerk now. We're going to twerk. And he was just like, I'm not doing that. But he tried a little bit. It's safe to say that neither one of us will be winning any dance competitions soon. But we had got a workout. It was fun. He will probably deny it, but that he enjoyed it as much as he did. But I looked over and he was smiling the whole time, and he has agreed to do it again with me. So, it's the little things.
I love Zoom meetings because then you can have that feel of a class. Like you can see the other people. I know you're not in a class, but then you're not bumping into people. So I love that with the yoga. Yesterday I celebrated a friend's 16-year sober anniversary, and we had like a little mini party, and she had set up a questionnaire about herself for all her friends to answer. It was like kind of fun to have this trivia while we're having an online party. I've played online games with my brother in Massachusetts and all his friends, with friends here online. Jackbox.tv, super fun. Highly recommended.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go.
It's adult. I'm not sure. There might be PG rated ones, but so much fun. Really, really fun doing that. The sidewalk stuff, I'm still walking dogs. We are considered an essential business, and we do have just very few clients, 3 of which that are on the front lines working. And so they're handing off their dogs at the front door, or not handing off. We're bringing our own leash and just hooking up the dogs at the front door, and then going on our way. But I've seen tons of the beautiful sidewalk chalk art. And there's been like quotes that I was like, oh, I needed to hear that today. It was like, cheer up, buttercup, or like, you're going to get through this. You're okay. Yeah. You're not, you know what it was? It was, you're not alone. And I was like, thank you.
Yeah, I wrote that on, so previous to our sidewalk chalk stuff, we painted rocks, and then we went and put them around. And so we did that. And I got so excited when on the neighborhood Facebook group, I saw somebody post it, and they were like, I found this rock. Thank you for whoever. And I was like, they found my rock. I was so excited.
Were you just ordering the paints online, or did you already have them in the house?
We already had, I just had some from before. Yeah. But like, we have been doing a lot of paint by numbers, these big canvas things. And so those I ordered from Amazon, and I ordered them right away. So we got them pretty quickly, but I have since looked and ordered a couple more, and it's a pretty long wait, which is fine because it seems like, we're going to be hunkering down for a while. So that's okay.
Travis and I have done one 1,000-piece puzzle so far. That was really fun. Yeah. I thought that I've told this story to you already, but I got 4 different puzzles on Facebook Marketplace. The guy offered to deliver them to us. This was before the pandemic. And when he shows up at the door, he says, all the pieces are in here, I'm pretty sure, except all 4 puzzles are mixed into all 4 boxes. I said, what? I look at Travis, I'm like, how the freak did that happen? I look back at the guys, and fine, I'll take them. They're like $20. They're really beautiful puzzles. And so Travis and I finally start tackling these puzzles, and we're like, we'll just do a box at a time. And so I'm doing this one puzzle, and they all look very similar. There's like splatter and like galaxies on all 4 of them. They're very kind of trippy looking. So we're doing this puzzle, and I'm thinking this is mixed in. Like, oh my God, this is a nightmare. Every time I pick up a piece, I'm like, it doesn't go to this puzzle. I know it. This one. It turned out the whole puzzle was there. And the only thing that's going on with the puzzles we discovered was that there's one whole box that doesn't have any puzzle at all.
Yeah.
so that was an experience and kept me busy in the anticipation.
Yeah. I feel like for me, sometimes it's like, Corey, I don't know what I do in the day. It's like, all of a sudden it'll be 5 o'clock and I'll be like, I have no idea what I did today. Like, where did the day go? What have I done?
I looked at Travis and I said, I miss my old problems.
Oh. And we have so much food. I'm like obsessively ordering food because every time I place an order, there's always items that, are unavailable. And so then I go and try to search another store, and then I'm trying to get these few items, but I need to meet a minimum purchase. So then I'm buying other stuff, and like, we have so much cereal and crap that I'm like telling my kids constantly, I'm like, you need to eat this. You need to eat this. Like, I need to eat this. Which is like, I know, such a first world problem. And I'm very grateful because I know there are so many people out there that, would die to have that problem right now. So I don't, take that for granted for sure. But I found, like, I think we talked about this, that I had been obsessing on just like one thing at a time. It was like, oh, I can't find chicken. And then I found chicken, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I can't find flour. So I've got to find flour. I still haven't been able to find any cleaning products really, but
yeah,
we have enough for now. So it's okay.
I was like that in the beginning, but it was making me so crazy. I actually, I told myself, you got to stop this. And I have stopped it because it was making me nuts. It was just making me emotionally nuts. And I stopped doing that. But we're all right. We have what we need,
Exactly. Yeah.
And we do have a lot of chickpeas. So I don't know. We don't seem to need to go out as much. So that's, it is what it is. We're just rolling with that. And I feel the same way. The days are just they're going by. Oh, I started riding my bike. We got, the bike shops are actually still open as essential businesses, transportation, I guess.
Yeah.
And so we did get our bikes fixed up. So I've been riding my bike, and that's been real nice, and practicing social distancing while riding my bike. And I take my bike to go to clients' houses now. Yeah. So that's cool. And I enjoy doing that. I went hiking once, but that was in the beginning. I don't want to go out there now.
I'm not either. Same thing. Ryan and I went in the very beginning, like that first, few days. And since then, I just don't feel like it's the responsible thing to do. Like, the trailheads are too crowded. There's too many people. There's not enough space. The animals are waking up. The rattlesnakes are coming out. We can't be having people get into the side of the bush off the trail and then get bit by a rattlesnake, because then there would be more problems. So it's just,
with it's muddy, and with people stepping off the trails, that's how erosion gets increased, with us going off the trails. And I'm like, and you get muddy. So I feel like I'm just staying close to my summit trails for now, because we are doing.
Yeah. I'm just going like where I can walk from my house too. Yeah.
Have you gotten any takeout?
I haven't yet. It is on we want to, but like I said, we have plenty of food. And so I'm like, well, we need to eat this food before, cause I've got like veggies and so certain things that I'm like, we got to eat this before we order out. Yeah. And but I do want to. I've also been nervous, and I know I shouldn't be nervous. But I don't know.
Travis and I, whenever, so we're dealing with, we're small business owners.
Yeah.
And we're dealing with a headache of one obstacle after another obstacle. And so whenever we hit an obstacle and maybe we'll make some progress, whatever, I'm like, you know what? I need a little reward. So we went to Taco Bell. I hadn't been to Taco Bell in forever. It's still good. It's actually still good depending on what you get. And it's cheap. I've gone to Chick-fil-A. I am trying to order pizza from Lucky Pie here in Louisville for this evening.
Didn't you get ice cream delivered or something?
That's right. I got ice cream at the beginning of all this. It didn't get delivered, though. I picked it up at Sweet Cow.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, Travis got Good Times. I'm like, I got some stuff from a bakery down the street, Precision Pours. They're still open. But I'm like, if there's one thing that I can, because I don't drink. So, I don't find relief or comfort in mind-altering substances. So I've found relief in yoga and food. Yeah. And I've got Disney Plus now. And don't get me wrong, I'm not turning the Disney Plus on until it's dark. No more TV during the day.
I'm TV during the day sometimes.
Yeah, I get sucked into the couch. I'm like really doing my best to stay out and about. But yeah, we are hanging in there the best that we can.
Yeah, no, totally. Well, and I have like lists of, I have a few places, especially local places that we like to go to, like, our coffee shop. I was like, okay, well, when we get low on coffee, we can go there and buy a pound of coffee from them. And then there's a couple of restaurants that I'm like, okay, when we do get ready to order out, like we'll do that from them.
I just think support local business. I'm like begging people to support us as a small local business. I'm not begging.
Well, you can also do gift cards too, which I've thought about, doing too, because then you can go later and but I don't know.
It's that cash flow or whatever. But anyway, yeah, it's just been something, it's an activity. I'm like, we're going to try to get pizza this evening. It's been an all day activity. Like trying to find out, one, if they're open, they have an email address that's random now. Oh, of course the online ordering isn't working. Nope. And I'm like, okay, gotta wait till 4:00. So
I guess that's just one thing, I guess, for me for having kids is, I have a little bit more entertainment or a little more something to do. And especially now, like they started school. So it's in the morning, like make sure they get on and they do their stuff. And then I'll go downstairs and work out, or I'll go for a walk by myself. And so I'm usually walking several times because I'll do by myself, and then I do either with both kids or one kid at a time so they get space from each other, because I don't let them go by themselves, only because they're kids. And what I have found is kids forget very easily. And, maybe they're not paying attention and they're not moving out of the way for people. I just feel like it's safer and more responsible that they be with one of us when they're going out, which they don't like right now. But I feel like that also is helpful and keeps me like, okay, it keeps me from not being on the couch all day watching TV. But I have had fun with Disney Plus and my younger son because we've watched some old school movies. We watched both Sister Acts. We watched Dr. Dolittle, and we watched 10 Things I Hate About You, which could actually, I did notice, is kind of maybe a slightly inappropriate. But I was like, whatever. Sometimes they watch things on Disney Plus, and I'm like, I don't know. But then they're like, it's Disney Plus. My younger son has watched not over this pandemic, but since Disney Plus came out, he every day during his TV time, he would dedicate to watching The Simpsons. He has now finished what is it? 3,000 episodes. I don't even know that. It's ridiculous. Watch that, and it's so inappropriate. Like some things I know that they don't get, I was like, oh, they don't understand that joke. But I'm like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. But
Travis and I have watched all the Toy Story movies because that was the whole reason why I wanted it anyway. I watched Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. I know that one. And I watched the whole Sound of Music, all 3 or 4 hours of it.
Oh, wow. That's a big
I was
commitment.
like, whoa, I didn't know what was going on. With either of the movies. It was either like cool, like trippy as a little kid, or it was like scary.
Yeah.
I really had no idea that like we were in Germany and there was Nazis and like in both of those movies, and like hiding and oh my God, I didn't know. So that's been cool. And I've been actually sharing my credentials with lots of friends because why not?
Yeah.
I'm trying to be a service and trying to reach out and trying to help others in the most creative ways that I can. And if it's sending out my Disney Plus credentials, that's it,
Right.
But texting with people, you and I, oh my God, the memes.
Yeah, the memes are giving me life right now. That's for sure.
Yeah. And like I send, I'm on Instagram. I screenshot, inspiring quotes or positive affirmations for the day, and I'll like shoot them off to the people that I've been chatting with. There's always every morning there's about 5 or 6 people, or they'll beat me to it, right? And who cares? It doesn't matter. You can text to anybody anytime anymore. I'm getting texts at 7 a.m. from friends.
Uh-huh. I got one the other day at 3 o'clock in the morning from my friend in New Mexico, and she was like, "Are you awake?" I didn't get it till 6 a.m., but I was like, "What?"
Yeah, anything goes now. I cannot believe, Lisa, that they are doing alcohol drinks to go.
I know. Well, that's funny because me and Danny, we saw that and we were like, I guess, everybody's like, fuck it, drink and drive. Who cares? And that's kind of almost how I feel sometimes in my parenting. I've become a lot more like, especially like letting them get on games because that's how they talk to their friends. And it's like, at first I was like, oh my God, no, they can't be playing video games. They can't do this. Like they can only do so many hours and we got to figure this out. And then eventually I'm like, well, they're not being punished. None of this is their fault. And what else are they going to do? We don't let them on all time. But we do let them, they have more time than they normally would. Right. But we try to make sure they are like, do their schoolwork and do some art and go outside. Jacob is like, I don't need to go outside and I'm working out in the basement. Him and Danny have been lifting weights and he's like he's like, he'll go around flexing around the house. And so he's like, I'm working out. I don't need to go outside. I'm like, you still have to go walk. Like if you were at school, you'd be walking around. Like you can't like just be, sedentary all the time.
Yeah,
like, you have to move your body. Like lifting weights. It's not
for listeners, I don't have kids, but I have a Travis who's also he has it. And so he is a music producer. And so he's got a nice studio down in the basement. We've got 3 floors in the house. So I'm up on the 3rd floor. There's a middle ground where the living room is. And then he's got a studio. And so when all this happened, what he does all the time anyway, he's just down in his studio making music. So really nothing's changed. So he is still down in his studio making music and doing his own thing. And, but I've checked in with him. I'm like, we've actually had a little breakthrough with the way we speak to one another. So the art of speaking in direct language. So instead of me saying, hey, could you help me out bringing in the groceries? I say, I need help bringing in the groceries. Let's go. and he comes right away. I said, instead of me saying, would you like to do a puzzle with me? And I'm interrupting him, doing his work or whatever. Now I'm practicing. I would like you to do this puzzle with me. Come upstairs. And he comes upstairs instead of, and so we've made a little breakthrough with that. And it's quite beneficial for both of us because there's no more guessing game. So Travis, you are still okay to be down there doing your music production, but I know there's a lot of musicians out there that, that are struggling, they did live stuff.
Yeah.
And so that's like a different thing. But I am grateful that it is just me and Travis. And it does, every once in a while I'll be like, oh, I'm lonely. But again, that phone and this, hopping on Zoom meeting, if I really want to see someone, I could text you and say, hey, can I please get on a Zoom meeting with you and see you?
Yeah, totally.
So, or I could
and like
by.
the Zoom, Zoom is amazing. I feel like Ryan's been doing his drum lessons over Zoom, so he hasn't had to stop those. So that's cool. That was a good thing for him. So tell me, okay, I'm going to ask you something. Tell me, do you have a hardest time of the day that you notice, and what's like the best part of the day for you?
The hardest part of the day is without a doubt waking up.
Really?
Yeah, yep. I have a hard time with that. Not actual waking up part. It's like my eyes open and I'm like, oh fuck, Groundhog Day again.
Right.
And then I'm like, okay, nope, that is not the way that you need to be starting the day, right? So I have some morning meditation and readings that I do, and it's like they have to be done like clockwork, because for some reason the moment my eyes open, I'm like, oh, okay, here we go again. But there is when I do those morning meditations and the readings, that is actually a very bright spot of my day, because it does switch the train on the tracks of that stinking thinking that's happening. And then the rest of the day is pretty great, especially like I said, I'm doing yoga once a day. I'm finding, I'm like, okay, what's going on with the laundry? I got to check out the dishes. Is there another room I can organize or something? Is it nice out? Oh, if it's nice out, I could go for a walk or ride my bike. And then walking dogs, right? I'm still walking at least one dog a day. And then the evenings I'm fine. That's my TV time in the evenings, or I'll play games, or I'll get on a Zoom meeting with friends. But that's a great question. What is your worst time of the day? Your best time of the day?
Mine's kind of the opposite. My worst time of the day is the evenings. And I think, I know that has to do with the fact that I watch the world news at 5:30. And so it's like all day, like I wake up fine. I'm in a good mood. During the day is fine. Like you said, I'm staying busy, doing stuff with the kids. If it's nice outside, I make sure I have to get outside multiple times a day. And that, there are moments when I'm out walking with my dog, listening to my headphones or whatever, that it almost feels normal, in the world a little bit. And so I can kind of feel like, okay. And so, but then, we have dinner and we talk, and then, that's just always been our routine. Like Danny and I, that's what we always do forever. We have dinner, we do this, that, whatever. But at 5:30, we always sit down. We always watch the world news. That's just what we've always done. And now it's so freaking depressing. And so then I'm like kind of spent out, and then that kind of messes up my day. So, probably I should just not do that for a few days, which I think we've discussed that in our house, of like taking a break, because it's not like it's going to change anything if we take a couple of days off from it. But I think my best part of the day is during the day and being outside. Like that's the time that I feel like I can forget a little bit, and it feels like a sense of normalcy, of being outdoors. And I think also we're big dinner together people, and so that's just what we always do normally anyways. And so I think dinners feel the same, and so that's always a really nice time. And I have been doing other things, like, sometimes I make little video logs and my kids and everybody are like, oh my God. But I like go around and interview everybody in the house. Like, what's your experience? Like, how are you feeling about the quarantine? And like day, whatever we're on. And I've also had the kids, I started that right away. I was like, gave them journals, and I was like, keep a journal every night. And I was like, because you're going to want to remember this. Like, this is not that you're going to want to remember it, but you're going to be asked about it if you have kids someday. And you'll have this tangible thing that you can go back and see how you were feeling through your own eyes as a 13-year-old or whatever, and so that would be really cool. And plus it gives them a space to write things down, because we talk to them about things and they say they're fine. You know, like the other day, my son broke down and for the first time was like, I really want to play with my friends really, really bad. I'm like, I know, honey. And, you know, they say certain things sometimes that they kind of are like in a jokey way, but you know, it's out of fear, you know? So it gives them a space to write that in. But I actually enjoy making my video logs.
That's fun. Now, you mentioned something about Facebook. And
yeah. Okay. So this is what I was going to ask you. This is just a fun thing. Our listeners can kind of get to know a little more about us. So tell me, we'll just do 5. Tell me 5 things that you hate or that you don't like that it seems that most people do like.
Okay. I know for sure that I despise the TV show Friends. I hate it. I've never liked it. It's back. Oh my God. They're back on t-shirts at Target even. Oh
I will admit that I didn't watch all of them again, but I did watch some of them again. And I did find, I was watching it thinking, oh, this show would not be made now, or it would be made very different. I was like, Joey is highly inappropriate for one thing. After the whole Me Too thing, like Joey would not be doing what he's doing on that show. But I loved Friends.
I've watched like probably not because I wanted to, because like a babysitter back in the 90s was watching it. Like that I get stuck watching it. That's the only reason. And I know all the characters. I know everything that's going on all the time. But yes, that's one. Okay, you give me one.
One thing I hate. I hate. This is a food, but I hate all regular cheese unless it's melted. The only way I like cheese is if it's melted, like on a pizza or in mac and cheese or queso dip. But I will not eat sliced cheese, brie, block cheese, even shredded cheese. No cheese.
I think that's funny. I like cheese, but only certain cheeses. I like artisan cheeses. I'm looking up because I only have one other one. Oh, here. Okay. We got some good ideas here.
Okay.
Okay. Without help, I do not like cereal with milk. Blech.
Oh, okay. I only have it with almond milk, but I don't like it with cow milk.
Ew. That's weird. Ew, it's soggy. Yeah.
Some of it I like to get soggy. It's better when it's soggy.
I don't like it.
Have you always not liked it?
Yeah. As a kid? I've never eaten it.
Oh.
Maybe I've tried it once and then I was like, this is gross. Why are people eating soggy snacks? They're snacks to me. I'm not like a big milk person. Don't get me wrong. I love grass-fed milk, but I'm not like, Travis will drink a gallon of milk if he could.
Yeah, I don't really like, But no, cereal is an all-occasion meal food for me. It can be eaten at any time or any way. One thing that I don't like that I know you like, that you're gonna be like, what the fuck, is I don't like going to the beach.
What's wrong with you?
I guess I should say, like, it's fine. Like, I like to go and get in the waves, but I'm scared of sharks. But I'll have a little fun. But after about maybe 30 minutes tops, I'm done. I'm out. I could take it or leave it. You get sand everywhere and you get sticky and you got to wash off, and it's just, it's not my thing.
No, you're not the only one who's told me that before. I'm a huge fan of the beach. Like, I go back east so I can hang out on my beach every year. All right, so I got another idea here. One thing that I don't like that I think a lot of people love is bacon. I don't like bacon.
Oh.
Now, I used to like bacon, but not anymore. And it's sad, but I just, it's, I got one of the last times I got bacon. No, the day that changed my life about bacon was that I had bacon with caramel. You could dip the bacon in caramel at this restaurant, and it was like an appetizer. It was delicious. But I got home that night, and for like 3 or 4 days, I had the most violent, like, food poisoning. And it went on way too long. Like maybe I had a neurovirus on top of it, but that triggered it. And like, vomiting bacon from the night.
I get that. Yeah. I know sometimes, if you get sick off of food, then it's ruined.
I won't touch it. I'm like, get it away.
On food things, I don't like seafood.
Oh, another one. I know. Oh my God.
I mean, I like sometimes I will eat like a white fish or something or salmon, but never, I do not like shrimp, scallops, lobster. No, it's stinky. It's gross. I don't want it. Slimy.
Ooh, I love fried clams. What I do for some fried clams, and I love oysters. Oh, and lobster roll. Give me a lobster roll. Oh.
No. I don't want it.
Good. Oh, I got another one that I didn't need any help. Is it my turn or your turn?
It's your turn.
Okay. I have no interest, and I'm not interested in watching Harry Potter.
Oh, I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan. I mean, I've seen it. It's okay, but I'm not a huge fan.
Or the Lord of the Rings. Nope.
Oh, I did like Lord of the Rings. I did go watch all those at the theater.
Nope. You did?
I did. Yeah, back in the day. I feel like Danny and I would like go on a little date night and go watch Lord of the Rings. I feel like I think that happened. You know what? Okay, here's one for me. I don't like painting my nails because I feel like it's unsanitary. Because if my nails are painted, I can't see if there's like a piece of dirt or something stuck under my nail that I need to get out. And it just makes me feel like if I have my nails painted, it makes me feel like they're dirty.
I get it. I don't paint my nails. I quit doing it. Maybe I'll do it sometime in quarantine.
I mean, I do appreciate it. Like I see other people's nails. I'm like, oh, that looks cute. But I can't. I've tried to do it and I can't. It bothers me.
That's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm kind of like, yeah. I think one thing I hate that I think people like, but I want to like them, but it just will never happen because it doesn't work, is high heels.
Oh, yeah. I can't wear them. Like, my feet don't work.
My feet hurt so bad. If my feet didn't hurt, I would have the most elaborate collection of high heels. There would be like stripper heels. There would be Louis Vuitton. There would be pumps. There would be stilettos. There would be boots. But there would be 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches. I'll even go 6 inch. But no, I don't know how some women they I don't know how to do it.
I don't know how to do it either. Okay, I have a last one here for that. And this is something, I don't know if it's just something that everybody likes, but I see people doing it and it's almost a really kind of a pet peeve.
Yeah.
But I don't like to do this myself. And I also especially don't like when other people do it. And that is when people are in the passenger seat and they put their nasty bare feet on the dashboard.
Yes.
I do not like that. Like, I will freak out if somebody tries to do that in my car.
I hope I never tried to do that. Did I?
I don't know. Do you do that? Are you a foot dashboard footer?
Well, I guess no, not as a person. I can like imagine doing a road trip like as a teenager.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't know why. It really bothers me. People have tried to do it in my car, and I'm just like, no, you can't. You can't do it. I don't want to see it. It's gross. It's unsanitary. Isn't that weird? Have you noticed watching TV or just watching things in general and thinking about how our lives used to be just, 4 weeks ago? And I'm watching TV, like we watched Nailed It. Do you watch that show on Netflix?
Yep.
Okay. Watch that with the kids and they think it's hilarious. But how they are like all sharing the same piece of cake and things like that. Then I'm like, oh, like, will that ever be something that happens again? Will people be like standing all next to each other sharing food? Like, it's just so weird to see those things on TV now, I feel like.
I know, to think about this ever again part, because we can put that on the end of every single
thing. Right.
Like, like I just read a post, I've been immersed in yoga because it's been helping me so much mentally and physically today. And, there's a post from one of the managers, and she said, I had to lay everybody off. And she says, if we're ever going to be, it was like core power may not be existing because this merge of corporate is no longer happening with a bunch of studios. And if we ever open again, which it looks like we possibly couldn't. I'm like, what do you mean you're never going to open again? What do you mean?
Right.
You can't go to the restaurant and sit next to people in a booth. What? What do you mean?
Right.
You've temporarily closed the restaurant because you can't afford the rent right now?
I know. It's so hard to think about, but I have to keep reminding myself when I start thinking things like that of the world has been through things like this before. And we got to where we are now. Like, there have been pandemics, like, granted they were way, way a long time ago, but things have happened and the world moves on, and, like, it won't necessarily be this way forever. Like,
we'll adapt and transform. We're like butterflies in a cocoon.
Magical little butterfly. Okay, before we start wrapping up, I feel like we've been talking for a long time. I guess we haven't. It's only been 45 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So let's think about good things. I want to end good things. What have been like your favorite uplifting things that you have seen?
My favorite uplifting things that I have seen. Oh my gosh. Okay, so at the very beginning of all this, a friend of mine gave me a spin bike, a real nice one, for free. And
that's awesome.
Really, really nice of her. And like, that was before it was like shelter in place. That was before it was like just a buzz. And she just happened to be moving, but I call it a quarantine gift. People have been really generous. I had two other friends one friend gave me an early wedding gift and sent me a soda stream because she thought I'd like it. And like, I love LaCroix. I'm not a soda girl. But that was like, Travis and I were like kids on Christmas morning, and like things were rough here at the house because of the business stuff. And then another friend just yesterday, I've always wanted this very special coffee machine that several of my clients have. It's called a Jura coffee maker, and they're very special. And my friend texted me yesterday morning at 7 a.m. She said, Corey, I have an extra Jura machine. Do you want it? And I was like, like, this was going to be a thing. I was only going to buy this machine after I got out of debt, which was going to be years from now, And I was like, what? Like, oh my God, yes, thank you so much. I mean, the generosity of people right now has been amazing. Somebody just offered me, they said, hey, I'll trade you some masks, homemade masks for puzzles. And I'm like, I got puzzles. I'll wheel them and deal them. And, like, just this generosity and kind of like having fun with that. Oh gosh, clients of mine, I've received so many donations, like, holy cow. And just kind words from clients, like, that's amazing to me. The loyalty and like just the kindness. What else have I seen? Like out and about, this just smiles in general, and I realized I was kind of peeved yesterday that I didn't, I was at the Whole Foods, and I was like, no one was smiling, but then again, everyone had masks on. So, so then no wonder I was like, this is weird. No one's smiling. I was like the minority yesterday without my mask at the store. But at the store, like people were nice too. Like the cash register, she was like, thanks for following the directions. And I was like, of course, and, I'm trying to think things that I've done. Just kind words. Oh, you introduced me to that Renew place. And now
Mhm.
they're giving out they're sharing with our community their sanitizer from, are they a physical therapy or chiropractor?
I think there's something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
And like, I brought a couple of pickle jars that I had, and she's filling up any kind of jars, any containers with their sanitizer. And then it's free pickup. You drop off empty bottles and stuff. And I mean, like, I was like, wow, like this was nice. And they weren't all gone. There was 3 left and I only took 2 and I left that last one. And like, I've seen that. Tell me some of the things you've seen.
Um, so the same, so that renew thing. So that was something that, I feel like sometimes you have this need and you vocalize it, or in the world provides in some way, sometimes. And so that was like one of the things. I couldn't find any disinfectant anywhere. And then bam, on my Facebook feed, this woman is giving out bottles for free. So I went and got 2 bottles filled up. And then I seen that she was taking empty bottles for donation. And so I came home and washed out like one of those big giant paste of salsa jars. I washed that out. And then I took her some jelly jars and different things and just donated those jars. And, just people have been doing things like, my kids have my younger son and I go on a bear hunt. And so that, I don't know if you've heard about that. And I think that's really cool. So we put one up in our window, bears, like little stuffed animals. And so it gives the kids something to do. Like when they're out on a walk, like you go hunt for bears. And so you can count them. And I've seen people doing things like they're going to be doing that for Easter and putting Easter eggs up in their windows so that the kids can go out and hunt eggs. And so I think that's really cool. And I have a friend in Texas who her daughter had her birthday, and people in her neighborhood and friends, they did a birthday parade for her where they drove down the street. She came outside and they honked their horn and yelled out the window and drove by. So that's actually something I'm hoping to do for Ryan. His birthday is in May.
I saw that happening while I was walking a dog the other day. They had a big banner that said happy birthday and there was a little kid hanging out the window.
Yeah. And so Ryan has already expressed his very real concern that this could still be going on at his birthday, which it very well may be.
Girl, and I know all about this. Me and Ryan need to talk. My birthday's next week.
Is next week? Okay.
We can practice on me first because this is. I know this is serious.
I know. And so I was like, we'll do something and we'll get some stuff and have a special dinner at home, and then maybe something like that can happen. But and things that I've seen. Okay, John, what is his last name? Krasinski, from The Office.
Oh yeah.
So he has this little thing I watched called, he dresses up, he's like in a little suit, and it's called Some Good News Network. And he like reports on good news, and it was really cute and really funny. And it was like, I cried watching it. Aww. Because he did all these stories. Like there was a story of a girl, a 15-year-old who finished her very last chemotherapy treatment and coming home, and her neighbors had completely lined the streets with signs, and they were all in their car honking and like congratulating her and welcoming her home from her last chemo. And then like showing these doctors and these people in other areas, like, going out and clapping at certain times of the night, for our healthcare workers and our essential workers. And even here in our area, I don't live far from the hospital, and all along the front of the hospital there and all along the street, people are posting signs, like thank you signs, and saying thank you to all the healthcare workers going into work. And so things like that have felt really special. Last night, I did see that somebody's trying to get things started here in Colorado where you're supposed to go out and howl at 8 o'clock at night. I went out last night. Nobody was doing it, but I did it. And my family was mortified. But whatever. I'm like, well, somebody's got to be the first one to do it. So I'll see if anybody else goes out. I'll see if anybody. But it is like the generosity of people and the outpouring of true, sincere thanks to people. And oh, and have you seen these videos of these people? I've seen a couple of them, like elderly gentlemen. The two videos I saw were both elderly men, and like their girlfriends or whatever are in a assisted living place, and so they can't see each other, but they serenade them outside their window and sing to them. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's just the sweetest thing ever. And I'm like, things like that, there's so much going on in the world. And I feel like, and online and on social media, you can see negativity. And I think that comes out of fear from a lot of people, but there's an overwhelmingly amount of good still out there. You know what I mean? And I sincerely, like I went and picked up my groceries from the grocery store. I did an online thing, and I was just like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm just like, want to make sure that I show our appreciation to all of these people who are out there helping, still helping us and making, our lives easier so that we can be at home. Right.
I know I'm like having trouble finding the words. I mean, yes, I'm so grateful. Yes, thank you. I'm like, but I'm having like, I am more thankful that I cannot find the words to express how grateful and how thankful, I am for these things. It's hard to, it's beyond me, but those are all wonderful things.
Yeah. And I hope that, once this all, we come out of this, and I hope people can hold on to those things, right? And we don't just fall back into some of the old patterns and taking certain things for granted, I hope we can kind of remember that.
Yeah. Well, I think there's been a lot of that good in the world all along. I think that's been, and that taking for granted thing, or just paying attention to the good things.
Right. Right. I mean, who would have thought, when it feels like the world is ending, it's, some of our most important people are our cashiers at the grocery store, and so it's like, we need to remember that, for sure.
Yep. All right.
So, yeah, it was nice to talk to you and do this.
It's great to chat with you.
It was good to chat with you, and we'll do it again, and we'll try to get some women on here and chat with other women.
We hope that our listeners are safe and comfortable right now, and we're thinking of you. If you got any stories, email them to us. If you want to come on the show, and email us. You can email us at, what's the email address, Elise?
They can send them to info@herturntotalkpodcast.com.
And you can hang in there. We're going to be putting up more quarantine podcasts.
With quarantine. Yeah, we still have a couple of previously recorded ones we'll get out to, but I'm excited. Yeah, and tell us your stories. Tell us how you're hanging in there, and tell us your stories of hope and ideas. Like, let's all share our ideas with each other, and bring each other joy.